Hello ladies and gents, it's Andy at Fat Loss for Humans and it's time for the Monday Q&A. First question up from Michael. How about some tips for shift workers like myself? I struggle with nutrition on long days and nights as well as a regular pattern of exercise. So, tip number one for shift workers, and it's a boring one but it's essential, and it's preparation. And that might be the day before, cooking your meals and getting the Tupperware out. Or it can be something as simple as remembering to take like your protein shake with you, or protein bar, or piece of fruit or something like that. Just being prepared when you get to the workplace, because if you're not, or you go there with nothing at all, and then Dave's going to get a takeaway in, you're going to be susceptible. But let's say you do forget your food, or you just can't be bothered to prep. Then it's a case of trying to find out what the healthiest options are available to you at your work. So if you're somewhere near like a Pret, say, or a Starbucks or another sort of chain restaurant, then having a look at their menu and seeing what's the best option. So in the case of Pret, let's just say, the crayfish salad, good serving of protein, relatively low calories, job done. Starbucks, slightly trickier, but you can get a piece of fruit there. You can probably get a half decent sandwich or maybe one of the Greek yogurts. So again, it's not going to completely blow the diet. But yeah, either way, it's being prepped. Either take your own food in preparation, or be prepared to spend a bit of time and find out what the best options are where you work. In terms of the exercise part of it, now it's probably a little bit trickier, but I would take a step back and look at it over the course of weeks or months, as opposed to each individual shift pattern. So let's say you're doing a 4-week training program and it requires you to train 3 days a week. So at the end of that 4-week training block, you should have trained 12 times. But your shifts fall that week 1, easy. Week 2, it's a nightmare. Week 3, easy. Week 4, it's a nightmare. And you end up missing workouts on week 2 and week 4. Well, what I would do, the weeks that it just falls easy, or the shifts line up and everything sort of seems easy to complete, maybe you train 4 times that week. Maybe week 2, you only train a couple of times and just fit it in and around the shifts. Now you can train like, 4 days one week, 2 days the next, 4 days one week, 2 days the next. You still get 12 sessions completed at the end of the week, or at the end of the month, sorry. But you just make life a lot easier for yourself, and you're not trying to shoehorn in workouts and train when you're tired and that sort of thing. So yeah, just take a step back, maybe look at your shift pattern over the course of 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and adjust the workouts accordingly. Okay, question number 2. Okay, Isabella asks, what is the best pre and post workout meal, and when is the best time to eat them? I'm going to approach this a slightly different way. So there is no real best pre and post workout meal, and there isn't really a best time either. There's some sort of loose rules that you can follow. But anyone telling that you must eat this or you must eat at that certain time, it's probably trying to sell you something. So in terms of this is what I would do personally. It might not be right for everyone, but I'll give you the rationale behind it. So let's say I'm training at 6 o'clock in the evening after I finish work. Maybe it's a good idea to have something simple sugar a couple of hours before. So maybe that's a banana. I'm probably going to have a serving of protein then as well. So let's say at 4 o'clock I have a banana and a protein shake. Make sure I'm hydrated, get to the gym, train from 6 till 7. Now you don't necessarily need to shovel in a shake straight after your workout. What I would do, I've already eaten at 4. I've probably got a good another sort of 4 or 5 hours where the body's going to be fine. It's not going to start wasting away. So pre-workout meal, if you like, at 4, train 5 till 6, get home, have a shower, make a meal, eat that around sort of 7, half 7. And again, that post-workout meal, it's going to want to contain a serving of protein. I'd have a complete mixed meal, so protein, carbs and fat. So that might look like salmon steak with rice and mixed veg, something like that. Nice and simple. That 4-hour sort of rule of thumb, it's not a hard and fast rule, but think of a 4-hour window. It's not you've got 15 minutes after you put down your dumbbell to neck a protein shake. You've got a bit longer than that. If you haven't eaten anything for a long time before you go in, then maybe that's when a post-workout shake can work well. But protein and carbs beforehand, complete mixed meal after, and you're good. Question number 3. Richard Linford, aka Grey Moose Designs, aka the person who made that light over my shoulder there. If you'd like a light like that, maybe you should check out his website at www.greymoosedesigns.co.uk. Ah, what's that? It's a plug. Let's continue. Weighing myself same time every day, seeing the weight fluctuate, mentally going up and down with a roller coaster. Although I am ultimately losing weight bit by bit. Do you advise this or weighing once a week? One positive is I can identify weight gains or non-losses with my eating and exercise behaviour. Next up, motivation. How do you keep it up when weight loss is so slight, even if consistent? So I'm a massive fan of weighing every day, as you know, because what happens on a daily basis, the weight will fluctuate up and down. So you can even have like an extra glass of water the night before, let's say, and then suddenly that shows up as ½ pound on the scale. So it's just doing that once a week weighing. If you time it right or wrong, then it can lead to false hope or a big negative when really you're just holding a bit more water. So yeah, if you average it out, it's just more consistent and more reliable. And I actually think that's a big part of it. I think a lot of time people expect to lose 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds a week, when in reality what normally happens is they go pretty hardcore with it, they lose a ton of water, it looks like they've lost sort of 5 pounds in week 1, they've actually lost probably 1 or 2, and then as you go on, once you've shed that initial water weight is slow. Now, from a motivation standpoint, you can definitely pick that up and you can cut the calories a bit more and get that number coming down quicker, but you will feel hungrier, you'll be more miserable, you won't have energy, and if you've got, let's just say, a couple of kids, for example, yeah, you might need the energy for that. So it's just weighing it up. One thing you can do if you want to see that number coming down a bit quicker, pick and choose your days. So if there's a day where you're particularly busy, in terms of you're busy at work and you're not thinking about food, then maybe you could probably bring the calories down a little bit more that day. Whereas at the weekend, you're probably going to want a little bit more flexibility. But yeah, motivation in general, it's one of them. I think it tends to be fleeting. So I wouldn't rely on motivation to get you there. By all means, have the goals written down, have like a long-term approach, remember why you're doing it, all those sorts of things. Definitely physically write them down because that will help. I was going to make a good point then and I've bloody forgotten. Motivation, write it down. Oh, I know. Yeah, if you've got say 2 stone to lose, it's going to be you're in it for the long haul. So maybe don't look at it as I've got 2 stone to lose, sort of chunk it. Do it in handy bite-sized chunks, just like our GCSE revision we never did. Yeah, do it like that. Because that way, let's just say after you've done the first 7 pounds or first ½ a stone, whatever, plan to take like a week break or a couple of weeks off the diet where you just try and hold that new weight. That way, mentally, it just makes life easier. I hope that helps, fella. Right, last question. Greg Collins coming in with a pre-workout question. Pre-workout. Something I don't often do is have any kind of pre-workout drink, shake or food. Is this something you yourself do as standard before each session? Would you advise it? And if so, what do you think is best? Best. See earlier in the clip. I've been toying with something as simple as just a large black coffee of late, just to get that extra little energy boost. I'm a big fan of, one thing in terms of best or supplements that work pre-workout, as a stimulant, caffeine is pretty much #1, I would say, as long as you're hydrated and all that other stuff. But caffeine, the reason why supplements work or pre-workout supplements tend to work is the caffeine content, nothing else. So a really cheap way of consuming caffeine, and a delicious way in my opinion, is black coffee, espresso, Americano, whatever you like. So an hour before, 45 minutes before, depending on your tolerance, again, have a little play with it. I probably wouldn't go any closer to the workout than like 30 minutes, normally 45 minutes to an hour and you're good. And you'll get the effect in session, if you like. One word of caution, and I'm completely guilty of this, so yeah, a bit hypocritical, try not to rely on it. Because if you get in the habit of having caffeine before every session, your body will expect it, and also it will lessen the effect a little bit, or you'll need more to get a similar similar impact. So maybe you save that. I know you're a big fan of your leg session, so maybe you save that pre-workout caffeine boost for leg day. Right, that wraps up the Q&A. I'm going to do this on a weekly basis. I'll probably ask for questions sort of Friday, Saturday, so get your thinking caps on. And check out the website, fatlossforhumans.com. Check out the Facebook page. Any questions, fire away. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.